Welcome back, welcome back to the channel. It is your boy Schoolboy here, back with another review. Today I'm catching up on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And with that, I also do, before I get into the review, I do want to respectfully just tell everybody my pronouns are he, him, and his. I would like for y'all to respect the pronouns when y'all are commenting or talking back to me or interacting me on any piece of social media. I just want to put that out there. That way there is no discrepancies in that. It is okay if you slip up. I get it. It happens. But I do want to make that clear for 2024. Now that, since I have said that and got that right on out of the way, let's talk about it. Let's get into a quick few church announcements. I do have a review coming up for Bell Collective. My only issue with Bell Collective is now that somehow YouTube TV, I pay almost $80 a month for it, didn't record the reunion part 1, so I'm going to have to go on HBO Max and watch it. Once I watch it and take my notes, I will go ahead and record their part 1 of their reunion and Real Housewives of Potomac that comes on tonight, tomorrow, and drop those 2 videos. I know I'm 3 episodes behind on Real Housewives of Miami, and I will get to them this week, but I'm gonna have to do a whole day where I dedicate to getting them in and kind of catching up on. So I'm gonna combine 2 episodes I'm behind on with them into one video, and then the most recent episode I will do that one solo. So y'all will get that this week. Tomorrow, I will be going live to talk about Married to Medicine at 1:45 p.m. Eastern. No, 1:45 Central Standard, 2:45 Eastern. And the reason why I'm not doing it later in the evening is because I will be on the Whether You Like It or Not panel with Scotty, Really B, TV, T, Sakina. I'm not sure if Josiah will be there, and Yocrates. I will be talking about Real Housewives of Potomac. And I told y'all I ain't doing no more lives on Real Housewives of Potomac because it ain't giving like that. And so why am I putting myself all out here and giving out so much energy? But I will be live about Married to Medicine. So I just want to let y'all know that I'll be doing that. Also, too, if you don't know, we will be starting to film my reality show and new web reality dating series, School of Love. That will be happening soon. So I don't want to overcommit myself. I know a lot of people are wanting my opinions on the Cat Williams thing. I will get to that. I just got to dedicate and block out 2 hours of that when I'm not talking business and doing stuff and corresponding back and forth business wise with other things and other projects. And I'm not, spaced out. I just don't want to overcommit to you guys on things. Now, I may potentially start doing Love and Hip Hop Atlanta just because, and Love and Hip Hop Miami just because I just got to sit down and make the thumbnails today. So that is all the announcements that I particularly do have for you guys today. Other than that, I ain't got nothing else to say. Okay. I did upgrade the internet around here. The next thing that I do need to upgrade around here will and I normally don't ask y'all for anything. I'm not a person to ask y'all for nothing, but I'm asking. I do need like some type of gaming chair or I really want a gaming chair and I need it. So if you guys do like the content that I'm giving out and pushing out, can y'all please hit the Cash App so that I can go ahead and make that purchase to get a gaming chair so I can be more comfortable. Right now I'm sitting on a hard, flat dinner table chair and I got 2 pillows in it. And it's hard for me when I'm recording my different projects. So y'all see the Cash App and the Venmo is running across the screen. If y'all would like to donate to me getting that, great. I just purchased more lights and everything, and I just switched over the internet. So this stuff is going back into the channel. I just want to let y'all know that. So again, if y'all can help your brother, help a brother out with that, I would greatly appreciate it. You guys, also the social media handles are at the bottom of the screen. Um, as well. And I just want to say everything that I say on my channel is allegedly and it's in my opinion. We don't have to fall out over it. We don't have to disagree about it. We can agree to disagree over here, and it's all good. And nobody's gonna be upset about it. And nobody's gonna be mad at you, and nobody ain't gonna take nothing personal. You know, we're all allowed to have our own opinion. I also did want to go ahead and drop this as well. If you have a black owned business and you would like to promote it on School of Love or Hotline Bling chat room, which both on both shows me and Chef Don Don executive produce, make sure y'all email us at admin@tcddproductions.com. They will get you all of the information that you will need in order to have your business advertised. With that being said, I think I got everything out the way. Lego, let's get into it. Let's get into it. So we're gonna start off with so it's Real Housewives of Beverly Hills season 13, episode 9, a feisty fiesta. So Sutton goes on a date with the guy Sal that Alessandra has, hooked her up with, because Alessandra is the high profile matchmaker. And they start talking about, where each other is from. He says he loves LA weather, and he brings up her being from Georgia, and he says he sweats and he can't do the humidity. And I'm like, sir, this is like a really weird and awkward conversation to be having on a date, but God bless. Sal begins to spend the rest of the day talking about his mama. And seriously, Sal, you clearly are a mama's boy, because that's what the main premise of the rest of the date. You talked about your mama the whole time. And I don't know any woman that is going to get wet by any man by you talking about your mama the whole time. It's just make it make sense, sir. But okay. Um, and I'm drinking a mimosa. So if it looks funny on the screen, on the green screen, it's a mimosa. Okay. Sal, you know, Sutton basically just powers through the day. She wants to get up and leave, but she's learned to kind of just get up, continue the date, and keep letting it flow through. So basically, that's the same thing I'm be doing on my show. I'm gonna have to be just powering through these dates, even if they bad and there is no chemistry. Kyle has Dorit and Anne Marie over, and Dorit makes a weak joke about not having a narrow esophagus, and I'm just like, Dorit, go away. Dorit makes my butt itch for some reason. She just irritates me. She is like a gnat that I just want to, you see a gnat just flying around your fruit, and you just want to go. That's what I want to do to Dorit, because she's highly annoying. Um, since Kyle has all these big, she says it because Kyle has all these big charcuterie boards of fruit and cheeses and all that. And I mean, ma'am, I know y'all didn't eat all that, and a lot of that stuff y'all probably wasted. It just irritates me when I know people are wasting food. It just does, especially when I know food is high as hell. It just irritates me. Kyle says she almost spit her water out when Anne Marie tried to check Sutton about her esophagus issue. And I'm just like, that's not funny to make fun of somebody's medical condition. Because if it was one of you two heifers that had a medical condition, y'all wouldn't appreciate it. And it would be all of this huge hoopla about why they said something about your medical condition. It's really tacky, and it's really late, and it's really tired, and I just get totally irritated with the fact that everybody is constantly picking on Sutton. And then when Sutton claps back at y'all and she gets back at y'all, then y'all get an attitude and get all defensive and get all upset, but yet y'all ask for that energy from Sutton. So, and again, y'all ain't gonna never stop me from liking Sutton, because I like Sutton. You idiots need to get over it. That's really what it's coming down to for me. Dorit begins to question how Sutton eats and her process, and yet she eats bacon, but she don't eat meat. I'm just like, Dorit, please go away. Anne-Marie claims if you try to expose something about Sutton, she gets mad, and people's past stories about her say a lot. And I'm like, ma'am, you the one with a husband that said you are 8.5. You need to be on mute. Mute. Keep it cute and put it on mute. Your husband embarrassed you on national TV and said you ain't even all that. Read the room, Anne Marie. and I don't like you either. It's just a bunch of two annoying heifers in the room with Kyle. And at this point, Anne Marie and Dorit are like Kyle's flunkies at this point, and that's just how I see it. Kyle tells them she is producing this new 1 hour show drama, and Dorit is all shocked. She feels like Kyle isn't telling her anything anymore, and she asks, has she gotten any more tattoos? And Kyle says yes. And Dorita's shocked and says, has Mauricio seen them? And Kyle says she showed him. And Kyle brings up that she's got a new tattoo when she got the new tattoo when she was with Morgan Wade. And Dorit says that is Kyle's new best friend. And Kyle says, then Kyle playfully brings up that she basically tattooed a letter K on Morgan at the shop. And Dorit says it's odd that you're tattooing your name on your friend's body when my name is on PK's body, but that's my husband. It is odd. It is weird, but best friends do get matching tattoos. In this case, it wasn't a matching tattoo. She basically got a tat. She let her tat her initial on her. Now, we'll get to later on why Kyle has not been that close with Dorit anymore. And I just feel like Kyle needs to open her mouth and just say why she's not close to Dorit anymore instead of trying to drop these little breadcrumbs to feed people about why you're not talking to certain people. Just come out and say it, because all of this avoiding and evading conversations is the reason why you in the position you are with a lot of these women, is because the women don't really understand what is actually and honestly going on with you. They don't get it. And nobody really gets it because nobody really understands what is actually going on. So, and it's just like I said, it's really weird. And this whole thing with her and Morgan, I don't know if they really fool la la and sleeping with each other. I don't know if it's just a really tight friendship. I just feel like Morgan is more of a place of peace, in a space of peace, and she clearly doesn't feel like Mauricio is that place of peace for her, and that's odd because that's supposed to be your husband, and that means that you and Mauricio are really not having the hard conversations about what's really going on in your marriage. Y'all are prancing and dancing around it, and y'all are choosing not to have these conversations, which is very telling to me. So we move on over to Garcelle and Erica Jane go out for drinks, and they talk about her Vegas residency and how she's excited about it. And she knows it will not solve all her legal and financial issues, but it will be great to do it and get back to performing again. And I will say this as a side note, I love Garcelle and Erica Jane together. It just does something for me. I like their dynamic together. I like the fact that they hang out and they just have cool fun. And it's just a good dynamic. I love to see it. And I think that one thing about Real Housewives of Beverly Hills for me is they get the certain dynamics and they put the right women together that have the correct dynamics with each other. And it just freaking works. I wish Real Housewives of Atlanta and Real Housewives of Potomac would clock the hell in on their franchises, because I feel that's why in a lot of ways their franchises are struggling, is because nobody wants to clock in, and the clear division is what's really tearing down both franchises, and the terrible production is as well. So I feel like production need to take notes, and the ladies need to take notes on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and on Miami, because they get it over there. The girls get it over there. Garcelle mentions them she's gonna have someone else join them. And Erica asks, "Is it Denise?" And she says no, but she does know that she is coming to Taco Tuesday event that Crystal's having. And Sutton walks in, and Erica starts laughing, and it's just like a cute moment. They laugh and joke, and Erica says Denise needs to go let go of that 4-year-old beef, like she did at Kyle's, and they got back to the threesome comment. And Garcelle says Denise wasn't clear on the issue that night, and Erica says it's almost 3 years now, and she says she has turned the page and she's moved forward. She ain't really trying to feature having this conversation with Denise. I feel like Denise fumbled the ball, and I think I said that in my prior review. Denise fumbled the ball. Denise had the ability to go ahead and say what Denise needed to go ahead and say, and Denise failed to do that. And why Denise failed to do that, I don't really understand, because Denise has really just like fell off like completely. That you was three sheets to the wind. You were so lit that you couldn't even articulate anything. And again, Erica said she was sorry. I didn't know what else Denise wants from Erica, and I still confused on what Denise really wants from Erica at this point. 3 years later, the lady didn't apologize. It's still not good enough for you, so I don't even know at this point. And I'm just like, I'm honestly sorry, y'all. Something's in my eye. I'm honestly understanding that Erica is over it. I'm actually over it, and Denise, like, really, either you gonna be able to coexist with the lady and be a friend of the show or not. Either way, I don't care. They're drinking and having a good time. Garcelle asks, well, how is Taco Tuesday going to go? Because Denise will be there. And Erica says she's going to have a good time and she'll deal with whatever comes that day. They keep laughing and drinking, and Erica brings up there's a $7 naked bundle of photos you could purchase on OnlyFans of Denise. Garcelle kind of chuckled a little bit, and she says that's a low price for Denise Richards, for pictures of Denise Richards naked. And Sutton says it's not. It says it's not really naked, is it? And Erica says, "Oh yeah, it is." Erica says, "Who is driving home?" And Sutton says, I always have a driver." And Garcelle blurts out, "The one you made out with." And Erica's like, "Bitch, for real?" And starts clutching her pearls. And Sutton was like, I should wrap that necklace around your neck." And I just thought it was hilarious. Again, a good kiki and a fun moment. Make sure y'all like the channel, subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all hit the like button and you share. Sharing is caring. I appreciate pushing me through the algorithm. Yes, I'm back. It's 2024, and we finna get into some things this year. Now let's get back to the content. That was a brief commercial break, real quick. And if you are enjoying my content, don't be afraid to hit the Cash App and or hit the Venmo, and just conversate, interact with me, follow me on my social media, all that great stuff. So all the girls get glammed up, and Sutton is on OnlyFans looking for Denise Richards bundles photos for $7. And I'm like, Sutton, you really wanted to see Denise naked? Mm. Her glam team is like $7, and they're like, it shouldn't it be more? And I'm tripping because I know some people that follow me that I know that they got OnlyFans, and I've seen their OnlyFans, and at least theirs is $20 and or more. So I'm just confused on why it's at this low price. I'm not understanding. Um, and Sutton is shocked, and she's like, "Whoa," because she ends up purchasing the photos and looking at them, and I'm just like, Sutton, you didn't even have to do all that. So, so we move over to the next scene, and Garcelle and Denise ride in the black truck, and they're headed to Crystal's Taco Tuesday. She says she told Erica what Denise said, and it was only right. Denise should know what Erica said, vice versa. So she tells her. Dorit and Kyle are in another truck talking, and Dorit brings up her being left out of things and Kyle is doing, and Kyle says she forgets to tell anyone, and she claims, I guess, she has to allow her to put an initial on her body so that maybe she will include her in anything that's going on in her life. And Dorit says they don't do as many trips together anymore. They don't hang out much more as they used to hang out. And Kyle says she's disappointed in Dorit, and she says in private she was supportive, but then when they got around the group, she was not. Dorit feels like Kyle is morphing into Morgan Wade more and doesn't feel like she fits in Kyle's life anymore. And this is where Kyle, again, this is where you need to be a direct, quit telling all this shit in the confessionals, but you're not really telling these women when they're in front of you the reason why you are falling back from them. Tell them, explain to them why you're not kicking it around them no more. Explain to them what is the difference and what's going on and the changes, and be honest. I think that what's irritating me about Kyle is that you're dancing around the subjects and you're not being real about what is really going on with you. And this is why you keep feeling like you're getting attacked, or you feel like you keep getting approached about the same thing, is because you're not being honest. If you would just go out and say it and tell the truth to people, they wouldn't feel that way. They only feel that way because they feel like you're just not telling them what is truly going on, what the real tea is. And it's just crazy. Everybody begins to arrive at Crystal's house for Taco Tuesday. Dorit brings up Crystal having a lot of friends, and I'm like, Dorit, do you have any other friends besides this group? Because the way you begging for Kyle to pay attention to you, it's horrible. Ania's Crystal's friend brings up the strippers for Crystal's birthday, and Dorit had to bring up Sutton's meltdown at Magic Mike show in Vegas before Sutton arrived, so that again y'all could throw a nugget out there and have someone else do your dirty work. It's Kyle and Sutton setting up somebody else for the alley oop, and it's just y'all just love messing with Sutton, and that's just how I see it. And picking on Sutton, it's just like y'all can't go an episode without messing with Sutton. Dorit and Kyle try to push Nia to bring it up at dinner, and I'm just like, y'all hoes is pathetic. The rest of the ladies come in, and Garcelle and Denise and finally show up, and then Erica shows up, finally, and she says she's cold and she's irritable right now. They're all outside on the patio, and it's just like a cold night. And they're saying, why can't we eat in the house? And then when Denise is over there going to get a drink with Dorit at the bar, Denise claims she had a fever of 102 that night. And I'm like, girl, but you was acting like you was 3 sheets from the wind. You said you had a drink before. Now it's you was sick that night. Denise, I need you to stick to one lie and keep going with it, because at this point it's getting very aggravated and the story doesn't even make no sense. Because you definitely was 3 sheets to the wind before you got to Kyle's reefer party, and we all saw it. And Dorit is like, you know what? If that's what you say, okay. And I was kind of with Dorit on that. Like, girl, if that's what it is, then whatever. Sutton comes in with this dress and it's super cold, and Crystal says they're going to eat inside, which since it's so cold. And Sutton tells Dorit she knows she tried to steal Avi from her to come work for her. And Dorit says she needs to stop accusing her of things, and production just plays back the video of you asking that man to come work for you. Dorit, you need to keep up with your lies. That's all I'm gonna say. Sutton says, well, are you going to stop accusing me of putting vodka in my coffee? And Dorit starts to say, I don't know if you drink coffee. And Sutton says, I don't. And Dorit says, like, well, there you go. And I'm just like, well, Dorit, stop talking shit behind Sutton's back and everybody else's back, because especially around Crystal, because Crystal ain't doing nothing but running it back to everybody else. And then that's how everybody knows what's going on, because Crystal is running it back. But yet when Crystal is in a group and y'all in the group setting, Crystal sits there on mute and doesn't say anything. So how about y'all stop talking around Crystal if you don't want to get caught up and you don't want nobody asking you what's really what tea really is, what the issues really are. And Erica was just standing there sipping her drink the whole time and agreed to let it go. They all cheers, and Erica brings up Sutton and Garcelle and how they had a nice time out the other night and they really enjoyed themselves. And Dorit's like, well, why y'all didn't call me? Because you make everybody's ass itch, Dorit, and that's why don't nobody want to be around you, Dorit. They didn't call you because they didn't want you around there, and I'm with them. I wouldn't invite your ass nowhere neither. Okay, you're annoying and a buzzkill, and then you would have found some way to make it about you, Dorit. And I get tired of you making yourself be the victim in everything. You are not the victim. It aggravates the hell out of me, and it goes along with that unconscious Karen behavior that Garcelle let you know about in the next episode, and we're gonna get on that because I got a lot of things to say. And Erica blurts out, how Sutton made out with the driver. Erica said it really loud and in front of everybody and is laughing. And so is Garcelle. And Sutton says, yes, you did. You did say it loud in front of everybody. And Dorit is like, oh, you made out with one of your drivers. And I'm like, Dorit, this is how you're going to find a way to weaponize this against Sutton and make it another issue that it really, really ain't. It's a joke between friends that you're somehow going to twist this the hell up like you always do. And that's what irritates me about Dorit. Sutton says he told her to get in the front seat, and they accidentally kissed. Sutton tells Dorit that she had a makeout session like they do in Happy Days. And I was like, just Happy Days? Is that the one? That's just not the show to use. Sutton. I would have used a different show, but I'm gonna go with Happy Days because I'm gonna just go with that. Erica walks away and says they had an open mouth kissing session and jokes and just walks off. Dorit says she made the makeout session sound unsexy when she said it was like from Happy Days. So we're still at the party, and Erica goes with Kyle to get more tea, and Crystal goes into the kitchen with them. Dorit says to Garcelle in a whispering underneath her breath that Crystal keeps drumming up shit and between the group, and I don't like it. Dorit accuses Crystal of stirring the pot a lot of the times. Sutton brings up her horse Santos and how she's gotten him a new barn to be in. Kim Richards brings up how she talks to her animals as well. Nia, who is Crystal's friend, brings up Las Vegas and Magic Mike, the Magic Mike show. And I'm just like, here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's cue it up. Let's cue it up. Sutton says she didn't like, Nia basically questions her why she didn't like the show. And Sutton was like, she just didn't like the spread eagle with the man's head near the cootie cat, which, I mean, again, I would never go to a male strip club because I don't like Peter Whacker. So I wouldn't want to be somewhere that makes me uncomfortable. I have a lot of heterosexual female friends that don't like going to male strip clubs. They would rather go to a female strip club because they don't want a man's Peter Whacker all in their face. It's all about comfortability. If the lady wasn't comfortable with it, then she just wasn't comfortable with it. Everybody's not comfortable with certain things. And I mean, at this point, I'm sick of them beating a dead horse and trying to constantly make it seem like Sutton is the Debbie Downer of the group and they can't go and do anything because Sutton is always going to be the Debbie Downer of the group. And it's just aggravating to me at this point. Dorit is giving her plate to Crystal's house manager, and someone asks Dorit, are we getting the story? We're getting the story now about the Magic Mike show and everything. And she goes, oh, like you didn't put the battery in Nia's back to go ahead and begin this conversation at some point at this dinner. And that's why I'm just like, Dorit, you talk about Crystal being a shit starter, but you are one as well. Sutton says she doesn't know why she has to explain herself to anyone. And Sutton says she wasn't in a good headspace, so she ruined the whole night. So thank you for asking. I appreciate that. It was really in a condescending tone to Nia, but it's kind of like, why are you bringing this up in front of these other people that are not on the cast? That yes, they are friends of Crystal, but this isn't it. You're trying to embarrass Sutton with this, and you're trying to make this a bigger issue than what it really is. And that's what irritates me about Dorit the most. Um, he said, well, the girls brought it up, and I asked, how could you not have fun? It's the happiest place on earth. And Sutton says, well, girl, this ain't Disneyland. And I'm like, yeah, it's a strip show. I didn't understand. Not unless you're trying to say Vegas is the happiest place on earth, which I mean, Vegas is like an adult playground for children. It is like an adult playground. That's why I really don't see why people bring children to Vegas. But that's my opinion. Okay, don't get mad at me over my opinion on that. I've never seen Vegas as being a place for children, though they have Circus Olay and all this other stuff. To me, it's an adult playground, and that's where you go to fool la la a little bit, and then don't tell nobody nothing about what you did over there when you come home. That's just my opinion. Sutton says, who the hell is Nia? And I'm like, girl, she act like she was auditioning for the show, but I don't know who Shorty is neither. Denise is next to Sutton and she's just drinking her water. Sutton says, I was uncomfortable and I didn't want to be there. Here goes the Dorit chiming in, talking about, well, you had $50 and $1 bills in your hand earlier that night. And Dorit says, I can see her tucking money and getting a lap dance. And Sutton says, that's the last thing I would do. And I'm just like, Sutton, you did have the ones and you probably did want to get a lap dance, but somehow it became too much for you. But I just don't understand how you wouldn't know that a strip club does that. But again, I ain't the brand ambassador for all strip clubs. So I ain't gonna go there. Then Dorit blurts out, "But you made out with your driver." And I'm like, here you go. Dorit gonna take that conversation about the driver earlier and now flip this back on Sutton and help try to make her point about this Magic Mike mess. Garcelle interjects and is like, hold on a minute, and tells Dorit that was between me, Erica, and Sutton, and now I feel like you're trying to embarrass her, and that is not okay. Sutton jumps back in and says, her driver has become her friend, and you can't equate them two situations together because that's wrong. Dorit claims she doesn't judge her for it, and Sutton says because I was attracted to him and we're having a conversation. Yes, they did have a makeout session, but it was sweet and she enjoyed it, and they haven't done anything since. And Sutton asked her why did she bring it up, and Dorit kept saying, and she kept repeating it. Why'd you bring it up? Why'd you bring it up? Why'd you bring it up? You know, Sutton gonna run it in. She gonna run it in. Dorit keeps saying, I just told you why. We're going back and forth at the same time. Sutton asked her, why did you bring it up? She kept saying, why did you bring it up? Why did you bring it up? And so Dorit raises her voice and says, stop asking me the same question. Meanwhile, in the kitchen, you have Crystal, Kyle, and Erica, and they hear Dorit and Sutton going back and forth. Kyle says she's feeling like this is deja vu because if you go back the episodes in the beginning, her and Sutton had this same type of going back and forth with each other. And Dorit says she is so prude, but then she's making out with her driver, but she had issues with the Magic Mike thing. And again, for people, it's different levels, different strokes for different folks. Some people may like that stuff. Some people may not. It's really not a big fucking deal, Dorit. Please. Like, this is that again. This is why Dorit irritates me so very much. This is why she irritates me. Dorit keeps saying it was her being playful and joking, and Gar says, "Well, it seems like you brought it up to embarrass her in front of these women that don't know her." And Sutton says she was, and Dorit says you should give people the benefit of the doubt. And Garcelle says, "Who is people?" And Dorit says, "Me," and all the ladies laugh. And Dorit says, "Well, it was okay when Erica said, now Garcelle wants to take issue with me. Just say you don't like me." And it's not that. Dorit, read the fucking room. You lack being able to read the room. That's what irritates me the most about Dorit. You fail to read the room, and that's just the problem. Garcelle says Garcelle says Erica and Sutton had a good time, and she is sorry that she said anything because she didn't realize this was going to bring all of this stuff up that already happened, which is the Magic Mike stuff that was already hashed out. We're going back instead of going forward. And Garcelle's like, look, I take it back. I wish I never even brought this up because now you got Dorit up in here trying to act like she's gonna check somebody about something, and I really want just Dorit to sit her ass down and have several seats because she's very much so irritating me this year because that fake ass PTSD storyline is not working for you, and so you have nothing else to do but pick on Sutton and be Kyle's flunky this season, and that's just really what it gives me. Dorit claims Garcelle attacked her, and Garcelle was like, "Calm down, I didn't attack you." Garcelle rolls her eyes and says, "This girl." And I knew exactly what Garcelle meant when you say attack. And when you use trigger words like that with Black women, this is where it gets funky. Okay. Garcelle says Dorit lives in a bubble. She says she lives in a different world and she's unaware, and everyone is woke, and she feels like she's not in the same world that we are currently in. Garcelle says, just for the record, I didn't attack you, and we were just having a conversation. And Dorit says, well, you were suggesting that I deliberately tried to hurt Sutton. And Garcelle's, I didn't suggest it. I said that. And she says, that's not an attack. I don't know what word you could use, but you need to use another word. And Garcelle basically tells her, you and your privilege, I cannot. Okay. Dorit acts like she doesn't know what she means by that, and yet everyone in the room is just sitting there. That every woman in there knows what she's talking about. Women, and everybody is a different ethnicity and race and culture in that room, and they understand exactly what Garcelle said. Everyone clutched their pearls, but they knew what she meant. Erica was the only one bold enough to say something about it. And Dorit acts like she doesn't know what she means by that. And I'm just like, everybody in the room know what the hell she's saying. Then Erica Jane pipes up and says, well, then words have a different meaning when it comes for a white woman to a black woman. She says it just does. And she says she doesn't think Dorit meant to hurt Garcelle, but it does hurt Garcelle, and that Dorit needs to acknowledge that. Dorit tries to apologize and says she would love to talk about it, and Garcelle says, "I'm good on it." And I'm with Garcelle, because at this point, you got to be fully aware. You can't be this stupid, Dorit. You can't be this misguided, not understanding anything. You cannot be this unaware. I can't see it. And Garcelle says she's not here to educate her. She ain't gonna do it. Dorit says, well, I think you have. And Garcelle that's on you, says that's on you. And Dorit says, okay. Crystal asks, can someone let her know what's going on? Because she didn't just walk back into the room. And Denise begins to tell her. And then Sutton says, Dorit announced to everyone that I made out with my driver. And Dorit claims it was a joke. And Denise says, well, apparently it didn't land well. And everybody started laughing. Excuse me, y'all. Dorit says, well, I can tell that, and everyone is laughing. Dorit says she is glad Crystal joined the conversation, because she says Sutton told her again, apparently, that she said that Sutton put vodka in her coffee. And Crystal says, well, how do I say this? And Sutton says, you can all talk about me behind my back all you want. I have my life, and I know what I've accomplished. Sutton says, keep talking about me, because she's taking off and she ain't worried about it. And then Kyle makes fun of her via her confessional, saying that she has a drinking problem. If she had a drinking problem, she wouldn't be able to say accomplished so many times. And Kyle, I want you to go to hell swiftly. Kyle, I want you to be honest with your husband, with Dorit, and with everybody else, and your sister Kathy. And I want you to face your issue straight on and be honest about your situation. So before you come for Sutton, how about you clean the shit up that's going around in your house that you still have to this day running around on TMZ and every other blog, that you are still hanging out with Morgan Wade and people believe that y'all are dating. Clean up your own shit first before you try to come for Sutton. And I say that with my whole chest, because I am so tired of Kyle deflecting and running from her shit. That's what I'm tired. And Kyle, you've been doing this shit since you've been on this show. And we 13 seasons and we're still doing this with you. Dorit says her apology, and Sutton says that's her apology. And Sutton says that your apology, and Dorit says, yes. Is that your apology? And Dorit says, yeah. Denise says she thinks it came off judgmental, and Dorit says, well, did you clear up what you said to Erica the other night? Denise says, what thing? And then Dorit says the issue you have with Erica didn't get it. You didn't get it resolved the other night at Kyle's party. And Dorit says, Denise, did y'all have a conversation tonight? And Erica says, no, we haven't. Pot stir. And Erica says she doesn't want to fight with Denise. And after Dorit says all of that, Dorit says all of that, now all of a sudden she need to go see PK because she ain't seen him in a week. Girl, again, Dorit, you making it about you. Now you the victim now, because you feel like you ganged up on because somebody held you accountable for what you said, because it was very tacky, tasteless, and you didn't read the damn room. Now you want to run out to go see PK. Girl, bye, for real. Erica says, give me a hug before you go. Denise says, Dorit didn't say goodbye to me. And Erica says, well, you can go catch her. And Denise says she does want to have the conversation with Erica. And Erica says she doesn't want to have the conversation with her because she had an opportunity to say what she needed to say at Kyle's party, and she couldn't execute it, and you couldn't get it out. So I'm done with the conversation. I don't feel like I need to have the conversation. And I honestly feel like, Denise, you had the moment, at that party at Kyle's, you couldn't say it because you were too drunk or messed up or whatever the hell was wrong with you. Because 1 minute you're sick, next minute you were drinking. What is it? Like Denise, like now tonight you coherent, and now you want to have this conversation, and now you want to have this moment. Are you really trying to come back onto the show? Because because it seems like that's what you're deriving this issue with. And I feel like 4 years ago, baby, if you didn't get it out now and can't move on past it, and you still holding on to it, I don't know what. Y'all know dang on well how to move on with things and move forward with this process on this show. All of you ladies know how to do that. This is one of the franchises that can move on and move on to something else. So the fact that Denise keep harping on this, Denise, come on, come on. She says you called me a bitch, and she apologized sincerely. And Erica says you called me a dumb bot, cunt. And Denise says I never said that. I never said that. And she said some other stuff. Kyle says maybe she got it confused. Oopsie. Kyle, you know what you did, you messy biatch. You know exactly what you did. Denise says I never said that, and she's sorry. Denise says Erica wants to do it on her terms, and Erica says no, it's on your terms at this point. And then she brings up the threesome comment, and Erica says kids have what she meant was that kids have phones, they have access to everything, and they know about sex. Denise says this was about my kids though, and Erica was like, your oldest daughter, it has an OnlyFans. And I said, not the OnlyFans. Why she bring that up for? So she said, clearly she know about sex because she got an OnlyFans. And Denise was like, kind of that face, like, she goes, so she doesn't know? Denise says that's a low blow to bring up that. And Erica says you came in slurring, you couldn't articulate your words together, and you wanted to call me a bitch, and then you want to act like that didn't happen, and you don't want me to go to the OnlyFans, and you expect me to, but you don't want me to go to the OnlyFans and not expect me to go low after the things that you said about me. And it's like, I actually agree with Erica Jane, and a lot of people may not agree with me with Erica Jane, but Erica Jane actually clocked in, and Erica Jane's been really minute this season. She hasn't really clocked in like that, but Erica had time today, and I think Erica was so irritated with Denise wanting to push this narrative and wanting to have this argument. So now you wanted to have this argument. Okay, now, baby, I'm gonna give you the floor, but now I'm gonna give you what you've been asking for, because you didn't call me a bitch. You just said all this different stuff about me. You didn't brought it out of me. You kept picking. Now you got what you want. So now I'm gonna give it to you. And now I'm going to go low. And you can't tell somebody they can't go to hell with it. And that's exactly where Erica went. She went to hell with it. You gonna try to check me about something that happened with your kids 4 years ago, and your daughter got a whole OnlyFans now. Make it make sense. But yet you're trying to check me. I don't understand that. She says, have you met me? and Denise was like, yeah. She goes, so here we are. Denise says she's a mean woman, and Erica says that was 4 years ago, and no one remembers. Erica says she thinks it's great. She thinks it's great. So who's more profitable, you or your daughter? And that is where the episode ended. And baby, when she said who's more profitable, you or your daughter, I almost about fell through the floor. Cause I'm like, oh, Erica, you went straight to hell. Okay. One-way ticket, and you didn't even care. It was just a lot. I was just like, oh. Once again, if you're enjoying the content that I'm giving you today, make sure you hit that like button, you subscribe to the channel, and you bang that notification bell button. So that anytime that I drop a video, y'all get the first access to that video. Also, follow me on social media, which is Twitter, school_boy, which I'm on there 99.9% of the time more than I'm on IG. But you can also find me on Instagram too at school_boy_2021. And if you'd like to donate to the channel, You can hit the Cash App and or the Venmo. Right now I'm accepting donations towards me getting a gaming chair, or a comfortable office, good enough comfortable office chair for me to be able to sit here and give you guys reviews. So, and I don't never ask y'all for nothing, but if y'all could donate, that would greatly appreciate that so very, very much. Okay. So let's get on into the next episode. So this is season 13, episode 10, Relentless Erica. Um, so we kind of pick up where the last episode left off last week. And Denise tells Erica she's unbelievable. And Kyle says, I guess Lynn is over. I was like, yeah, yes, it is. After that last comment, Garcelle says, "Did you get the answers, or did you not answers, or get the explanation?" And Denise says, "No." And Erica says, "Do you remember at your barbecue there was a table of us, and the kids were talking about, and then kids were at a separate table, and we were all talking about sexual stuff." And Denise says, "No, not all of us." Meanwhile, production plays back a flashback of them all talking about sexual stuff near the table with kids. Erica says, "Hold up, you talked about your husband's Peter Whacker 5 minutes before." And Denise says, "No, ma'am." And again, they played it back where Denise is talking about her husband's Peter Whacker and how good it was. And Sutton says she was there, and Denise has some explaining to do because you did, and again you've been busted out with production twice in this opening scene. In production, again flashes back to the things that Denise said. Erica says, "Denise, I'm right," and Denise says, "No, you're not." And then Denise keeps saying she's wrong, and Erica says, "You know what, I know I'm right." And she just keeps on going on with her explanation. um Erica says, "Then you want to take me to lunch and single me out and talk about it," when everybody at the table was sitting there talking about it. And Erica says she apologized right then at that, when they went to talk. And Denise says, "Well, you brought it up." And Erica looks at her crazy and it's like, "Girl, are you listening to what you're saying?" And again, here goes production with another flashback to Denise accepting Erica's apology. So at this point, I'm really confused of what the hell Denise Richards wants from Erica, because I'm just like, man, what is it that you are looking for? It looks like you're looking for a moment to get back on the show, and baby, this ain't it. For me, this is not it. Um, Erica looks at her crazy and she says she's done with it. She gets up and she walks away. Denise can feel what she wants and think of whatever the hell she wants to think of her. She has nothing left to say, and they both sip their tea. Denise says Erica is deflecting about her life, and Erica says there has not been any deflection about her life in the last few years. Denise brings up the $20 million that was deposited into her bank account that she was accused of being deposited into her bank account from the Tom Girardi case. And Denise and Erica says, "You're too late, and the government has proven I didn't get that money." That was a bloop bloop, in the words of Nene Leaks moment. Kim Richards says it's getting late and she leaves because she like, "I'm over this conversation and this is getting heated." Erica says, "Denise, fuck off. You had your chance last week. You failed. You had it tonight and you failed again. And that's it." Erica gets up. She's done with the conversation and come from you can, and she says in her confessional, "Don't come for me when your OnlyFans is $7." And I was like, child. Ugh. With Erica Jane, they said your residency tickets was $7 too. So y'all both must be the queen of $7, but I'm going to leave that alone. Kyle says that Erica Kyle says after Erica leaves the room that children and families should be off limits. And Garcelle says, "Well, why didn't you say that when Erica was in here? You're saying it now that she's gone." And Kyle said, well then." And then Kyle does like what Dorit does. You make it about you, and now all of a sudden y'all are the victim and flip the whole conversation because now you're the victim. Kyle says, "Well, like, why didn't anyone stand up for me the other night about the ring?" And Kyle starts playing the victim, and it makes it about her. And Garcelle says she didn't jump in because she was curious about her marriage too. Garcelle gets up and says she's done. I'm good. And she leaves. And Denise says, I came with you. So she got to leave too. They roll out. Crystal says she thought Erica changed. And she told Erica, and she and the old Erica came back, and Erica left, and so did everybody else. I'll say this, Crystal. I know you trying to say the old Erica came back, but at the end of the day, Erica was forced to that. Denise so pressingly wanted to have this conversation with Erica. Once you push somebody and push somebody and push somebody, you can't do wrong to somebody and tell them how mad to get and how they can react. She reacted the way that she felt because she felt like she was getting pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed against the wall. And after a while, she exploded, and it just kind of is what it is. So when I mean, so for me, it's like I know you want to say that, Crystal, but it don't ring that well for me. Garcelle calls Jade on FaceTime, and he's in the bed with his girlfriend Ashlyn watching a movie, and she asks like, "Where your daddy at?" Because I already know Garcelle's ex-husband just let them do whatever the hell they want to do around there. And he says over there, meaning that he was in the same room, and she says, "Well, all right, have fun, but not too much fun," meaning don't be hunching, but kids gonna find a way to hunch, and as long as they staying at their daddy a couple of weeks off and on like that, girl said they gonna find a way to hunch. Just make sure you give them condoms and have the talk about sex and move on, okay? Erica comes over to Dorit's house to visit. They go to sit and talk, and Dorit asks what happened after she left. Erica brings up the back and forth between her and Denise, and she says she's mad at her about something from 4 years ago, and tells Dorit about her asking who makes more on their OnlyFans, her or her daughter. And Dorit was just like, ooh. Dorit starts laughing about it, and Erica says, "You picked the fight, and now you got it." And that's just how I see it too. Erica said, "Ask Dorit, I came and the end of the conversation with you and Garcelle. What did you two get so heated about?" And they moved over to Garcelle and Sutton on FaceTime and FaceTime speaking to Sutton, and says she didn't like seeing Garcelle like that. She didn't like seeing Garcelle upset that night. And Garcelle says she cried herself to sleep. And Garcelle says she didn't physically attack her. And that would be what is considered attacking someone. Garcelle says she doesn't get me and she doesn't know my world and she doesn't care to know. And Sutton says she wouldn't use the word attack when you're getting into a heated conversation. When you use that word, it plays into the angry black woman narrative. And I was so upset to see so many black people siding with Dorit on this. It was absolutely disgusting as many black people I saw siding with Dorit on this on Twitter. Now, I don't know if there's actually really real black people and that's white people with black people as avatars, because some people do that and you don't really know on some of these accounts if they're truly bot accounts, if they're human accounts or what. But when black people agree with white people when they do stuff like this, it means that you're tone deaf to what we see. And let's not say that using the word attack doesn't also go with the angry black narrative, angry black woman narrative, because we know it does. It goes hand in hand. And white women like to cosplay and play like they don't know and they don't understand. And Dorit can't be this damn stupid and damn out of touch that you don't understand what Black Lives Matter and everything else that has happened in this country, January 6th, and everything else, that you're sitting up here and you are just so oblivious to what you're saying and what you're doing. I I call BS on that. And I just cannot. And I know what it's like to work in an environment. My most recent job that I was laid off from, was thank God I was laid off from, because I probably put my hands on somebody up in there, because they would do that passive aggressive stuff with me. I'm very smart and very intelligent, and I know what I'm talking about when it comes down to billing. But you try to downplay my abilities or downplay my intelligence over my white counterpart, the white woman counterpart that I work with. Oh, she knows so much more. when reality is she doesn't. I do. But you don't want to listen to me because I'm passionate about what I do and I'm telling you, and I might be speaking with my hands and I'm getting frustrated about the situation because no one is listening to me. Now you want to sit here and play it like, oh, I'm just angry. And then y'all would go, then what they would do was go to my boss over me, which was a black woman, and then try to roll it over into another situation as if, oh, she's too aggressive and it's this and it's that. And those are the type of words that they use. So I understand exactly how Garcelle feels. And I feel like when white women know that, Caucasian women know that, y'all play into it. There's a lot of things that y'all automatically play into because it works into that privilege. And it irritates me that black people were sitting up here siding with Dorit when Dorit was all types of freaking wrong. And Sutton, as a white woman in America, could see that Dorit was wrong, and so could Erica Jane. That's why Erica Jane interjected the way she did. She knew that she was doing stuff wrong, but also Erica made Dorit excuses for Dorit. Is which another reason what I didn't like that Erica did. So we go back to Erica and Dorit says she needs a couple of days to really process it. And I'm like, bitch, really? You don't need a couple of days of process. You know exactly what the fuck you did. Let's not play like that. And when she used the word attack, she didn't mean it to have any type of connotation or it to trigger or attack Garcelle. And I'm like, girl, you did. Sutton tells Garcelle, don't worry about that. She says she loves that she went after the privilege. She went after Dorit's privilege. And Sutton says she lives in a bubble. Sutton says that, Dorit lives in this bubble and we don't understand it. Erica says she doesn't think Dorit is a malicious person. She didn't know, but now that she knows, she is sure she won't do it again. And Erica says Dorit needs to talk to Garcelle and kind of work through it. Sutton meets with the matchmaker Alessandra to talk about the date that she had with the guy Sal. And she says, Sal gave good feedback about Sutton. Sutton says he talked about his mom a lot. And then they go into the montage of him talking about his mom the whole date. And I'm telling you, that shit would have got on my damn nerves. You come on my damn dating show talking about your mama or your daddy the whole damn time. And I guarantee I'm gonna keep ordering the tequila to get through the date because I can't. That codependency with parents, and you too old for that. I can't do it. Then Alessandra starts reading his feedback from him about Sutton. Sal did say Sutton didn't seem like the joking type, and Sutton says he wasn't funny. And Alessandra says she wants to help Sutton being able to show interest more on her dates in order for her to get a second date. She gives her some pointers. It shows her the second bachelor, which is a VP of sales. And Alessandra says, I can hook you up with billionaires, but they're crazy and that's not what you need. And then, Sutton basically says, she don't know what she needs. And I'm like, Sutton, you seems like you just had a billionaire and look how that ended. Baby, I think that matchmaker is really looking out for your best interest involved. The man can have some coin or a nice coin. At least give somebody another opportunity. I get it that you want to focus on the money, but focusing on the money before didn't work out too well for you. So I'm just saying. Kim comes over to Kyle's house to talk, and Kyle gives her this hummingbird necklace to Kim, and they start talking about, Whitney's wedding, which is Kim's daughter, and to her fiance Luke, and if she's excited about it. And Kim asks Kyle, is Kyle bringing anyone to Whitney's wedding? And Kyle looks at her kind of crazy, like, And Kim says she doesn't want anyone to come to the wedding that's not in a good place with each other. And that's signaling saying that, hey, Kathy is coming too. I know y'all ain't in a good place, but I need y'all to go ahead and piece it up so that we can have a nice, healthy family event without no shit. Kyle says the last time she saw Kathy, it was at Elton John's Oscar party. She says she was polite. And Kim says, do you think you were wrong with anything with Kathy? And she says she wanted to accept Kathy's apology, but then she flipped it on social media and and Kim wants them to be able to make up and move forward. Kyle says she doesn't maybe want that relationship, but she doesn't want to be mistreated though. But if she can have a conversation, that would be fine. But she feels like Kathy is not going to give her a conversation without it being adult wise. It's going to go to a different level, and she just really doesn't want to deal with it. Kyle starts to cry and she says Kathy is just mean and she can't do well with chaos. And Kim says if she doesn't try and they both need to try to fix it, their mom would not want this. And they were crying and everything like that. I wish that they could all fix it as sisters, but you got to have two parties willing to fix it and both willing to own their part in the destruction of the relationship on both ends. Because it's never always one-sided. I wish them luck on it. I hope they eventually get it together. And I think I did recently see Kathy and Kyle were together at her Christmas party, I believe. So I'm assuming, I guess we'll flash forward when we get to the reunion. I guess we'll know whether if everything is actually good. Crystal and Rob are doing Passover with their kids. The kids leave the room, and Crystal tells Rob at Taco Tuesday the lady says she needs to speak up more. And they flash to Garcelle saying that she needs to speak up more. And Crystal tells her, y'all just want me to scream. And Garcelle's like, no, you don't have to do that. We just want you to talk and speak up in the group. Rob says you're very opinionated. You just need to speak up more and say what's on your mind. And Crystal says she can't focus because everyone's body. She loses focus on what's going on because she is so self-conscious about her own body. They talk about her brother Jeff and his breakup with and her feeling bad about controlling him and his life. And she's gonna step back and let him be. And I'm just like, yeah, everybody should not control your family members. You can't live their life for them. You have to learn to allow folks to do what they're gonna do and do the best that they can do with what they have. Fast forward, Sutton goes on her date with Steve, and he's a nice looking man, older, nice looking, Caucasian gentleman. He was cute. She's giving him compliments on a date. He orders for them, and he asks her what does she look for in a partner, and she lists all the things. They realize that they had a lot of things in common, and they both enjoyed karaoke. He shows her a list of 300 songs on his phone that he does at karaoke, and she says she might be trusting this process that Alessandra is doing by having her compliment and just be more open. They had a good date. They talked and enjoyed each other, and he asked her for her number so that they could keep talking. And she says she feels like she broke the curse of only having getting one date. And I thought it was really great, and it was cute. It was a cute moment. So we get to the last scene of the show, and I have so many thoughts on this. So many thoughts. So Dorit and Sutton meet. So I'm sorry. Dorit, I didn't wrote the wrong name in here in my daggone note. Y'all forgive me. Dorit and Garcelle meet up to have a conversation and they have this huge awkward silence, and it's just like, girl, you could cut the tension with a freaking knife in this scene. It was serious. And they're looking at the menu, but Garcelle, Dorit's looking at the menu. Garcelle is not even really feeling looking at the menu, and Garcelle is just kind of like, "Girl, let's get this thing over with and let's get this shit started and let's talk about it." And Dorit says the food is kind of secondary at this point. She's going to leave the floor open for Garcelle to speak, and Garcelle says, "Thank you. I appreciate that." Garcelle says the words that Dorit used have a different impact when she says them to her, and she needs to know who she is dealing with when she speaks. And she's absolutely correct by that. When you use certain words and they have certain connotations and they come with certain things in society with black women, you need to be aware. And I cannot believe that Dorit is this damn tone deaf and is not aware. I don't. I can't. I can't. There's no way. And if you are living in a bubble to this degree in 2024, you really need to do some self-reflecting and check on yourself because this is absolutely crazy. Garcelle says there are 3 words that you don't say to Black women: aggressive, attack, and angry, because that's labeling us. Garcelle says she's not here to educate her and she doesn't have the bandwidth to do it. And she doesn't feel she needs to be aware of who she does feel that she needs to be aware of who she is speaking to and when she is speaking to and what she says when she is speaking to them. Dorit tries to use examples of the word attack being used, and they're all with her Caucasian women, white women counterparts. So it doesn't land. And the thing is, yeah, Erica Jane can say it to you. You can say it to Kyle. Kyle can say it to uh um Sutton. It's different. It's not the same. And so for you to compare apples and oranges, it's really pissed me off to read because you have to really be that dense, in the words of Candace. You have to really be that dense to act like you don't understand. I don't get that. And for the Black people that went up for Dorit, you must be dense just as much as Dorit is, because we all absolutely go through this in the workplace. We go through this in public. We go through this, that angry Black woman connotation, because we don't allow folks to play in our face. Now we are an angry Black woman. Garcelle asked were they towards me in conversation, and Dorit's like, well, no. So what the hell did that got to do with you and me at this point? And I understood exactly what Garcelle was saying. Like, girl, that ain't got nothing to do with. Has anybody else said that to me that you've seen? No, but you've done it. So this is what we talking about, me and you. We're not talking about everybody else. Dorit says she didn't take notice to that, and for her, that was exactly what the other night was to her. Dorit says, if it offended you in any way, I'm sorry. And Garcelle is like, this is why we are here, because it did offend me. That's why we having this conversation, because it did offend me. We here because it did offend me. So to say if it offended you is again, you playing in Garcelle's face. And I can't stand Dorit. And this is another reason why, just like you, Garcelle, Dorit irritates the hell out of me too. Dorit says, "Did you think I said it with any type of with malicious intentions?" And Garcelle says, "Yeah, I think 100% you did." And Garcelle says, "Why would you say it?" She says, "Other people have said it in the group." And Garcelle says, "But we're talking about me and you. Focus, Dorit. Focus." In the words of Mark when he told Kenya, "Reel it in, Dorit. Reel it in. Let's get to me and you. Reel it in." Dorit says she wants to listen to everything she has to say, but she needs to defend herself. And if she hasn't finished, she wants Garcelle to get it out. But she feels like she has to defend herself. And Garcelle says that's the part that bothers her about Dorit. She wants to understand, but then you want to be on the defense, and that means you're not listening. So that what it keys into is that Dorit, you're listening to react instead of not listening to understand. And you do that a lot. And you do it with Garcelle a lot. And you did it in Vegas to Garcelle. You're doing it now. You continue to keep doing this. Garcelle says to her she has a pattern, that she's an unconscious Karen, with she has unconscious Karen behavior with her. Dorit says she doesn't feel like that accusation, doesn't like that accusation, and she doesn't feel comfortable at all. And Dorit says, "How so?" And Garcelle brought it up when Dorit said all that Black and brown people work for her, and her mom's best friend is Black. And when Garcelle asked if only Black and brown people work for her, and Dorit was like, no, but that's what you singled in. One thing about it is, two things for sure: Black people understand, and we know one thing culturally when it comes down to Caucasian people. When y'all say that, oh, well, I have Black friends, y'all know that's a flag, a red flag for us, because you telling me you have Black friends don't mean that you can't be a hint of the R word, that you can't be a hint of a lot of you can't have passive aggressive qualities against black people, that you can't have these type of tendencies towards black people. It absolutely does. It just means that you try to mask it by saying, oh well, I have black friends, so I can't be the R word. You a lie. I can have a black, I you know I mean, anybody can say that, oh, I because I have a couple black friends, that can't make, that's BS. Because I've known a lot of people that have black friends and have made comments. I had an ex friend of mine who had a black husband, that when they got into an argument, she told him straight up, "You know, I'm a white woman, and if I call the police right now, you'll get locked up. All I got to do is scream and say that you hit me." So again, y'all are aware of y'all pattern of y'all power with the certain words that y'all can use against us. So Dorit, again, I don't give a damn if you got black people that work for you or brown people that work for you, or your mama got a black best friend. What the hell? Doesn't mean that you still will not rest on the laurels of white privilege. You again, again, you know what you're doing with this conversation, and that's what really pissed me off with you, Dorit. Dorit then says Garcelle is labeling her as a racist, and Garcelle says, "No, that's not what I'm saying at all." Then Dorit tried to sit up here and say, "Oh, well, I'm Jewish," and Garcelle's like, "Girl, what that got to do with anything?" And I'm gonna tell you, just because you said you were Jewish, don't mean shit. It's not a trump card. It does not mean that now all of a sudden, because you're Jewish, I'm supposed to change my feelings about the behavior that you're doing to me, because that right there pissed me the hell off. What does you being Jewish have anything to do with me being black? I don't care what y'all say. Just because you're Jewish doesn't mean you have the same walk as a black woman, or you a white woman. Your walk is not the same. The shoes don't fit the same, and it's not the way you're not seen in society. We're not seen in society as the same. Don't nobody in society treat you different because you Jewish. Not to me. They see you as a white woman. They're automatically gonna treat you different than Garcelle. I know I'm gonna, if I walk into a job or if I walk into any place, I might get be treated. Me and another white woman walk into somewhere, into a store or anywhere. I know that I 9 times out of 10 probably gonna get treated different than the white woman that walked in the store. I know that off rip. So don't sit up here and just because you say you Jewish, now this is supposed to change something. Like, lady, I'm sorry. Garcelle is asking her why she isn't recognizing her privilege, and that right there is what it is. The privilege is what she's talking about, not you being Jewish. The hell, the and why can't she see being in her shoes is different from hers? The says they both are being from marginalized communities. They should be able to understand each other, and I'm like, I'm sorry, you're Jewish. Jewish people got their reparations. Black people still ain't got their reparations, and we built this entire country. When you walk outside every day to read, just, and when you walk outside every day, you're a white woman. You automatically have a privilege over black counterparts every single day, men and women, because you are white. Your skin allows you to have allows the protection. You have the skin color for the protection of the people. They will protect you more because you are white versus Garcelle being a black woman. And it is so disrespectful to play in a black woman's face and try to sit up here and make it seem like you just so dense and you don't understand that. I don't give a damn what bubble they say you live in. It's bullshit. It's bullshit, Dorit. It's bullshit. Garcelle says she doesn't want to have Dorit walking on eggshells around her, and says, Dorit says that's how she's making her feel. No, Dorit, that's how you taking it, because you don't want to accept that you got Karen ass behavior, and you don't want to recognize and hold yourself accountable, and you trying to flip it from being from Garcelle being the victim in this situation to you being the victim in this situation. And again, that's Karen behavior. Karen behavior. Garcelle says she gets under her skin and she doesn't hate her, but what she said triggered her. Dorit says she doesn't want to hurt anyone intentionally. Dorit claims that she's had a learning lesson, and I don't believe Dorit learned anything. No, I don't believe Dorit learned anything. I don't believe Dorit wants to learn anything, and I believe Dorit is okay with resting on her laurels of her privilege, everything else that Dorit has. So again, that is my feelings. I got activated. I'm upset because I know exactly what Garcelle feels, and then it further pissed me off to see Black people defending Dorit's behavior. And at the end of the day, no other white woman on this cast walks around on eggshells, but you now saying that you walking around on eggshells around Garcelle. Man, girl, bye. Okay. She told you what 3 words are triggering to Black women. And instead of you accepting it and owning your shit, you want to sit up here and make yourself a victim to read like you always do. You and Kyle do this professionally. Y'all are professional Karens, and this is what y'all do. And at the end of the day, I ain't got nothing no more for this because I'm already activated and mad. Okay. Okay. Woo! If y'all haven't catch this past week's episode of Hotline Bling Chat Room, make sure y'all get over there to Chef Don Don's channel and y'all subscribe, bang the notification bell button, and y'all make sure y'all watch this past week's episode, as well as if you missed Chef Don Don's birthday this week, y'all make sure y'all go around there and say happy birthday as well. Um, as well, y'all know School of Love is coming. This show is being executive produced by myself and Chef Don Don. It is a uh new dating web reality series for the LGBTQIA plus community and everybody else. We're looking to break the chains of these dating shows and give y'all something different. Okay. And that's all I got. Ain't got no more. Remember, I will be live tomorrow for a Married to Medicine review at 1:45 Central Standard Time, 2:45 Eastern Time. And I do believe this week I will be over on the Whether You Like It or Not panel discussing Real Housewives of Potomac. I will drop a video for Real Housewives of Potomac tomorrow, along with the Bell Collective reunion review. I got a lot to say on Bell Collective. If you haven't seen my latest video on Bell Collective, y'all make sure y'all go to the page and watch that as well. I'm done. Ain't got no more. I will see y'all in the next video. Stay blessed, stay happy. And again, if you like the content that you saw today, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell button. So anytime I drop a video or go live, y'all have that information. Again, I'm asking y'all to donate to me, please, for a good chair for me to be able to bring y'all content. I need one. And right now, currently, my ass is hurting because I'm sitting on this chair. And even though I got pillows in this flat ass chair, my ass is hurting. So if y'all could donate, that would be totally awesome. I never ask y'all for anything, but this is the one time I'm asking for just a little bit of help. But thank y'all for tuning in. I love y'all. See y'all in the next video.